This is Domi TV, guys. A big welcome back to a late evening episode as we are breaking down the first huge trade of the NHL offseason. Of course, there's been a couple of prospects moved around in terms of guys going in and out around the league, free agents, college free agents, what have you. But tonight, we have our first big breaking news of the offseason in terms of a trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Arizona Coyotes. Hey, it's over. After how many years? What feels like decades. It's over. The Alex Galchenyuk watch to leave Montreal is over here right now, as in return the Montreal Canadiens are acquiring a young second generation player in terms of his father having played in the NHL. Max Domi is the man I am talking about. So Max Domi, we're going to break down the stats really quickly here. I'll pull them up. Let's get right to it. So Max Domi goes back to Montreal in return for Alex Galchenyuk. Now I've already just getting to some of the Twitter reactions. Some people really don't like the fact that for Domi, Duran, and Weber is what the Canadiens have now. They've traded away Galchenyuk, Sergachev, and Subban. That looks pretty bad on Marc Bergevin. And of course, that is kind of where we always go with it, right? Is everyone's blaming Bergevin, especially Montreal Canadiens fans. Wish I could get my girlfriend's opinion right now. She is an absolute massive Montreal Canadiens fan. But what I need to show you right now is get on to the stats for these two players for the 2017-2018 season. You'd think I'd have this stuff ready for you, but I don't quite. That is the total when you have breaking news. So Alex Galchenyuk last season in Montreal had 19 goals and 32 assists for 51 points on the season in Montreal colors. Now, of course, that sounds like a pretty great season for Alex Galchenyuk. Now, mind you, the Montreal Canadiens had a very piss-poor season this year. Lackluster, whatever you want to call it. I could come on with names all year for their friggin' season. Girlfriend would come back at me with saying how terrible the Oilers season was too. There I tip my cap to her. But here we go. The stat I'm really talking about when I'm saying how bad of a season it was for Alex Galchenyuk. I know a lot of people put weight into it, don't put weight in it. Plus minus. Minus 31 on the season for Alex Galchenyuk this season. Let me tell you, that is not a good showing, especially when you're putting up 51 points. I mean, if you're a guy who puts up 20 points and you're minus 31, that's a lot more understandable, right? But a guy who puts up 51 points is out there for 31 more goals than he was on the ice for, give or take, right? That is brutal. So that is not a good time for Alex Galchenyuk. Of course, he is a centerman slash left winger, so Arizona is acquiring a guy who can play both. And for Arizona, like, hey, they're Arizona, and whatever they do with guys might work, might not, but at least they've acquired somebody who has talent. That's the big thing. They got somebody back in return for Max Domi who has talent. Can't argue that Alex Galchenyuk doesn't have talent. That is for sure. And on the same pace right there, he is a former 30-goal scorer, and he has scored 15 plus goals for the past 4 straight seasons. Of course, the lowest on that end is 17, 19 this season, 24 years ago, and 33 years ago. So keep in mind, Alex Galchenyuk, given the right situation, can score the goals. You move him to the center of the ice, he should be able to get a couple more feeds out to some guys, get those assist numbers up. He had a career high in assists last season at 32. So the numbers looking very, very positive for Alex Galchenyuk, and a move to a market where he doesn't necessarily have the pressure, right? That's another tweet I've already read within the past 10 minutes of knowing of this trade, is for Alex Galchenyuk, the pressure is not nearly remotely in this world close to what it is in Montreal, in Arizona. So for him, it's probably a very positive move. And on the same note, nobody's sitting there, hey, when are we going to trade this guy? We need to trade this guy. How are we going to get a #1 center for this guy? Let's go find out. Well, they've found out. They got Max Domi. Let's go talk about Max Domi right here, right now, as we'll get into the player search. If I can get into it, Max Domi right there, player search. There you go, Max Domi. Also a left winger. So keep that in mind. Max Domi, left winger for left winger, although Galchenyuk has the potential to play center ice. So Max Domi shoots left-handed. That is what they're picking up. In terms of Max Domi, Habs fans, here is what you are picking up. A 5'10", 195 scrappy kid, just like his father. He has played, well, 3 seasons in the NHL, 81 games in his rookie campaign, 18 goals, 32 assists, or 34 assists, and a total of 52 points. So matching Galchenyuk's total from last year, rough go. But that was 3 years ago. Let's keep that in mind. Now, the second season in the NHL, he put up 9 goals, 29 assists, and 38 points, so a lesser total. And I mean, everyone's kind of, yeah, you know, he's not scoring enough goals, but this kid is feeding people, right? He's got a lot more assists than Galchenyuk had last season. You see 9 goals on their mark for Max Domi last season, 36 assists, a total of 45 points. And the bigger plus here is if you're going to take a look and try and figure out what Max Domi's all about, he's a -7 on the year, so keep that in mind. He's a good guy to have out there in terms of when you're comparing him to Alex Galchenyuk, plus or minus, but it looks to be quite the straight up trade. 1 for 1. I'm going to double check Twitter here, see what we have missed, what we haven't missed. But it looks like things have moved along in Arizona and Montreal have swung the deal. Now, the other side you have to know is the fact that there's going to be a contract extension. They're working on an extension for Domi, expected to be done in the next couple of days, according to Darren Drager of TSN here in Canada. So that is a huge deal. You know what, I was on the phone with Buddy. I called him and I was trying to get his comments. And I said, hey, what do you think of the trade? Even if you can't talk to me, just give me your thoughts. And he's like, it's really nothing special. Like, Alex Galchenyuk finally got traded. Yeah, I've seen better. So that is where I'm going to leave it to you guys. What do you think of this trade? In the comment section below right now, I want to hear your thoughts on this trade. Give me it. I'm in summer mode, but I'll talk hockey with you. Alex Galchenyuk for Max Domi, 1 for 1 trade. Alex Galchenyuk leaves Montreal, leaves the pressure cooker, and goes to Arizona where, unless they somehow do what Vegas did this season, not a lot of people are really going to care about Mr. Alex Galchenyuk. Max Domi, I'm sure he was loved in Arizona, but come on, give me a break. Alex Galchenyuk, not that razzle-dazzle player either, coming back the other way. So I want to hear your comments in the section below. Give me your thoughts. Good, bad, otherwise, roast me, roast the outfit. Hey, I just came off the marina, what do you expect? So I'm going to load the tweets, see what we got in terms of things, and I'll keep you around here for a couple of next seconds. Let's see, stats comparison. All right, so here you go. This is exactly what I needed to see. These stats, this guy breaking down what I was reading you off a hockey database. 6 NHL seasons for Alex Galchenyuk, a .61 points per game average. Domi, 3 NHL seasons, a .61 points per game average. 1 for 1 is exactly 1 for 1. You're getting a kid that's younger. So Montreal, obviously, probably going to struggle again next year. Build it up and then compete 2-3 years down the road and see what they can do in terms of a run. Now, of course, Montreal, they don't like losing, but guess what? Sometimes you got to do it. Take it from an Oilers fan right here. It was a rough go for 10 years before we made the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, 11 years later, we are back in the big dance. But guys, I'm not going to rant about the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I'll load the tweets one more time. At the same time, this is the final thought I want to leave you on. I just pulled up this tweet. At the same time, Phil the Creator, Philly Morgan is the Twitter handle you can go credit for this tweet. At the same time, Domi has played on the worst team for the last few years, so who knows, he could actually do something good in Montreal. Here's the positive. It's a 1 for 1 trade. One guy's going to make the other guy look good. One guy's going to make the other guy look bad. Or both are going to make each other look good. Or both are going to make their GMs look like geniuses. I don't know. Like I said, I want to hear your thoughts. Give them to me. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Anyway, I'm going to get back to living my summer life. I'll reply to your comments as soon as I can. This is Domi TV. Here was my thoughts for today's trade between the Arizona Coyotes and the Montreal Canadiens. Max Domi for Alex Galchenyuk. I'm Tyson. This is Domi TV. I will catch you guys in the next one. I am up on out of here.